Hello, America, and welcome to the Church of Rogan. Here we believe in three simple things: TRT, AG1, and ELK. I'm your host, Boone Tuggins, but everybody calls me Tug. To my left is the prettiest girl this side of the Blue Ridge Mountains, Miss Brittany Bell.
Hello, everyone. Tug, why don't you tell these fine patriots a little bit about yourself?
During the day, I build log cabins with only heritage tools I crafted myself. In my free time, I harvest elk, and I forge steel into pieces of art. Not that girly art either. This is manly art, like a soaring eagle or a bonfire ring. What about you, Brittany?
I'm just a proud wife and mother, y'all.
All right, I know what you're asking yourselves. Another podcast? Give me a break, partner.
I mean, we already have to fit in 12 hours of the Joe Rogan experience every week. How are we going to squeeze this in, too?
Don't worry, my fellow Brogans. This will be shorter than your daily ice bath.
Thank goodness. Multitasking is a wife's superpower. I'll just squeeze it in between my kettlebells and my glute bridges. Travis insists I keep it tight.
Okay. That seems a little problematic, but let's move on. Tell the lovely people what we're going to be doing here.
We'll be checking just a few of the things said on the Joe Rogan podcast.
That's right, everyone. We love Joe just like you do. We want to make sure he's a straight shooter.
Did you hear his last podcast about using elk venison to supplement your skincare? Life-changing stuff.
We believe the truth matters. Full stop. Without a means to discern fact from falsehood, meaningful discourse collapses, leaving society vulnerable to manipulation and decay. Democracy does not merely invite participation, it requires it. After all, we are not communists. We do not fear the free exchange of ideas, but only the cowardly take shelter in deception.
You said it, Tug. We don't need to make things up to get one over on these liberal snowflakes.
And why do we care so much about the truth?
I'm so ashamed, y'all.
It's okay, Brittany. We all make mistakes. You see, we are both college educated.
Roll Tide.
Hook 'em horns.
I was so ashamed when President Trump said he loved the uneducated.
Me too. But unfortunately, we can't go back in time and remove their liberal programming.
What I wouldn't give for a DeLorean and a kooky neighborhood scientist.
Girl, for real.
Plus, time travel has some inherent problems. Quantum decoherence and the bootstrap conundrum, just to name a couple. And don't even get me started on those energy requirements.
Careful, Brittany. That liberal programming is sneaking back in.
Stupid theoretical physics degree. I'm sorry, Tug. Sometimes it slips out when Travis isn't around to remind me.
That's why you're here, Brittany. To use that big brain of yours to help me figure these things out.
I'm happy to help. Let's put our Zen pouches in and get started.
All right, Brittany. What do you got up for us first?
Well, Joe had a teeny tiny slip-up when he was talking about, this Sam Bankman-Fried.
That's a funny name. Is that Sam fella from Lord of the Rings?
Mine go on and Tug. Nope, he's that crypto dude. Ran that whole FTX thing, like Bitcoin.
I don't trust that stuff. I only trade in gold coins and valuable slabs of walnut.
Well, Joe said this Sam Bankman-Fried fella gave a ton of money to them Democrats for a secret slush fund.
Makes sense to me. You're telling me that's not the whole story?
Nope. He also donated the same amount to Republicans.
What? How could you possibly know that?
Because this Sam guy said it himself. If you don't believe me, you can look it up on his Wikipedia page. Reference number 148.
Well, I'll be damned.
He even said he used dark money channels to fund the Republican side.
Dark money? Who, like Harry Potter?
Don't get too excited, Tug. I know you recently became a big fan of J.K. Rowling. No, It just means he didn't want the woke media finding out about it, so he used dark money channels to hide it.
Well, there's your story right there. Why can't Joe just talk about the woke media? That's a tale as old as time. Good old woke media talking points. Why push your luck and lie to your audience?
I don't know, Tug. It doesn't make any sense to me either. Plus, we've got to find a way to get money out of our politics.
Joe has talked about wanting money out of politics several times. He could have pushed that point too. Why he didn't, I just don't know. Well, all right, Brittany. What's up next?
Okay, so Joe was talking about this conspiracy theory that Biden and Hillary Clinton used body doubles.
Wait. What you talking about, Joe?
Joe mentioned it about the 3-hour and 30-second mark of the Adam Curry episode. You know, nearly anyone, nobody's listening anymore.
3 hours. Damn, Joe. I got shit to do.
I know. Sometimes I have to take a break and make some sourdough biscuits or just clean up and tidy a bit.
So, is there, any evidence for this body double thing?
Well, Hillary wore her purse on the opposite shoulder that she normally does.
That's it?
That's it, I'm afraid.
Brittany, you ever wear your purse on the other shoulder?
Oh, I never wear a purse. I find it interferes too much with my conceal and carry system.
How many firearms do you have on you right now?
OPSEC, Tug. You know I can't tell you that. I only take them off when I weigh myself each morning.
All right.
But back to the flawed logic at hand. This kind of reasoning, it's called an appeal to ignorance.
You can't just go around making things up all the time. It's untenable.
Bingo! It's like saying there's an invisible leprechaun locked in your gun safe. You can't see him, feel him, or prove he's there. But you can't prove he isn't.
Or what if all the liberals start a rumor that Donald Trump was a lizard alien from another planet, and they have this sensitive alien lizard skin just under the human vessel they wear, and the orange makeup protects them from the sun in our solar system?
Ooh, this is fun. Let's say that J.D. Vance is also an alien from another planet, but he's on the neighboring planet next to Donald Trump's lizard planet. But on J.D. Vance's planet, they live in almost total darkness, which makes his alien eyes very sensitive to light, so he's got to wear that dark eyeliner around his eyes to keep his eyes from being overwhelmed by the light from our sun.
Ooh, that's a fun one.
But we have to be careful, Tug. We wouldn't want people spreading around the rumor that the president and vice president were aliens from another planet. We wouldn't want to start a new conspiracy theory.
Of course not. Our president is definitely not an alien.
Definitely not, y'all.
Well, all right, Brittany, what's the last fact check you have up for us today?
Well, it's one of those ones that keeps coming up over and over again. There's $175 billion that the U.S. gave to Ukraine.
I think this comes up more than Joe's love of psychedelics.
The $100 billion didn't get lost. It just wasn't given directly to Ukraine. It was allocated for things like replacing equipment, training, and humanitarian aid. And some of it even went to U.S. contractors to help out Ukraine.
Allocated. I think Joe struggles with that word more than he struggles with getting vegetables into his diet.
And here was an opportunity for Joe to clear some stuff up for people. Instead of spreading misinformation, he could be destroying misinformation.
It makes it hard to trust someone when they get something easy so wrong.
It's a fairly rudimentary Google search that Joe could have done in between many of the times he decided to repeat that lie.
Well, Brittany, thanks for bringing some enlightenment to our lives during these dark times.
My pleasure, Tug.
Today's episode of the Church of Rogan is brought to you by Elk. Elk, shoot one today.
And I'd like to remind you that at the time of this recording, it's only 618 days until the midterm elections.
So remember, hold fast.
Think critically.
And be ready.